Hello and welcome to this Arkheron video. In this video, I'm just going to quickly show you all of the skills, weapons that you can choose in this game. That way you can get an idea of who you would want to play. And remember, you can mix and match these items. All right, let's do this. First up is Dahla. The E skill, transform into an invulnerable state, moving around that's invisible to enemies. Heals you and your teammates over time. Slash attack, lunge, stab, and pierce your target. Surround yourself with knives, each blade deals damage on impact. And the ult, pull in distant enemies, stunning and exhausting them.
A brief intermission.
Next we have Irina. Grants additional health bar that negates piercing and crushing damage. She has an aura that slows enemies around her. She's got big mace, smacks people around and creates a giant cone that slows and damages. She has a sword that she thrusts forward, pierces and potentially stuns, with an ult that's a spin attack, lifesteal, and heals teammates. Next is Zidane. E skill is a shriek that pushes enemies away. Increase your damage based on the number of nearby enemies. Then she's got this medium ranged whip that pulls you towards enemies. And lastly, the secondary is a close range melee claw that pulls the enemies towards you. And the ult is a banish. Next we got Rava. E is like a smoke screen that makes you invisible to enemies unless you attack, and then there's a brief period where they can see you. Then you have a stealth that increases your damage after a short period. You have your crossbow that shoots from a distance, can be charged to pierce armor, then has a close range burst that pushes you and your enemies apart. Then the secondary is a ranged weapon that embeds in the enemies or environment and can teleport you to your ring blade. The ult summons a damaging ring of owls that follow your ring blade when thrown. Next we have Hollow. First skill, summon gloomies that attack nearby enemies, heal you and your teammates. Launch a projectile to mark a target, takes increased damage and share damage with their nearby allies. Then you have your medium ranged attack weapon, which can root enemies in a targeted area. And then the secondary, also a ranged attack that fires in a burst, can create a destructible wall, releases a stream of gloomies that seek out the closest targets. Next is Karuv. Place a protective totem that gives you and your teammates damage mitigation. Summon a path of fire, lava projectile that catches enemies on fire, a wave of flame that passes through targets and sets them on fire, creates a massive ring of fire that collapses inward. Next is Leoden. Enter an invulnerable state. Exiting creates a life-stealing explosion. Sanctify an area while inside, all teammates are steadfast. It's your melee striking weapon. Two-handed swing that knocks enemies back. Secondary is a spear that can pierce through armor when charged and reflects projectiles and blocks melee damage. For the ult, launch into the sky, crashing down, stunning enemies upon arrival.
Where sunlight meets the sea. Muck! Got all of it! From the sky!
Following up with Renshi, a battle cry that blinds nearby enemies, a vortex that pulls enemies to the center, stunning them, jump into the air over obstacles, slamming down with crushing force. Secondary, grab a nearby enemy and hurl them away, and the ult, enter a frenzy state, ability cooldowns are reduced and gain a speed boost. Next up is Vatan. Reflect all damage types. Increase damage dealt and become vulnerable. This is a ranged attack, slow all enemies in the targeted area. And then we have a whip, creates 3 crystal stalagmites. And for the ult, explode into crystal fragments, damaging nearby enemies.
There is always a cost. Side with me. Ruinous. You cannot have me. Shedding my skin.
Lastly, we have Grimwold. Creates a portal, casting again returns you to the portal and heals you. Creates a barrier that blocks enemy projectiles while allowing your teammates to shoot through it. Primary fire is a single target attack that you hold down. Creates a turret that targets the closest enemy. And then the secondary, a projectile that damages and pushes enemies back. Charge shots push the target further. It can also create a projectile that bounces between targets and slows them. And finally, for the ult, create a magnetic field that increases the movement speed of teammates and slows enemies. And there you go, that's the breakdown of the weapons and their corresponding skills. Now again, just to reiterate, you can mix and match. The only difference is if you don't have a complete set, you don't get the ultimate button in the middle. If you end up going that ultimate set, you're going to remain that character and you can no longer mix and match. So just keep that in mind as you play this game. Have fun, see you guys out there.